Oh, man. I love my dogs. I have 2 golden doodles. Yeah, we don't care. I speak for this entire half of the audience, so no one cares about your dogs. They don't even care about my dogs, but I have the microphones. Gus and Luke. Gus, after Augustus McCrae from Lonesome Dove, my all-time favorite literary character. Yeah, and by literary, I mean television miniseries, because who are we kidding? That book is like 500 pages. I am not going to make it through that. And Luke, after the Apostle Luke Skywalker. We bought a house that had an invisible fence, shot collar system, but it only came with the 1 collar. We had the 2 dogs, so I called the invisible fence company, and they said they wanted $475 for a compatible collar to work with the other collar. And I said, no. And I went to Home Depot and bought a knockoff brand collar that doesn't work with my system, but I call it the placebo collar. And it cost $8. And we rotate that collar with the other collar on the 2 dogs. And they don't know. They don't know which one is going to shock them. So it works. But a year into it, the doodles are really smart now. They're really smart. They go right up to the line where they could be shocked. Together. And look at each other, then lean out over it a little bit. And then look at each other, then lean out over it a little bit. And then Gus goes crazy. And then Luke is like, all right, I'm going to go see the neighbors. I'll be back in a minute. Like 5 years into this, Gus is like trapped on the mechanism because it's wide where he can be shot. He's like, and Savannah runs in. He's like, Dad, go help Gus. I'm like, no, get a camera. That's what gets all the clicks. Daddy needs some followers. Now Gus is going crazy. And Luke sees him going crazy. He's like, oh, I'll go see the neighbors, okay. And then Luke gets to the edge of the property. He's like, and then Gus stops. And he's like, go see the neighbors. I'll be back in a minute. See, 1 dog tricked the other dog. I'm just making sure you understood. Okay, I was just making sure. I wasn't sure everybody was following. You know, you jog by a house, has the invisible fence. What does it say on the mailbox? This dog is contained by the invisible fence. So the jogger knows. Jog by my house, the little sign says, 1 of these 2 dogs roll the dice. Page 51 of the manual has a yellow Labrador retriever jumping up through the shop, taking it like, yeah! And it says it doesn't work on a yellow lab, which it doesn't. And I think that is what Luke has a little bit in him now, a little yellow lab in him, because 5.5 years into this mechanism, this is Luke taking the shock. But he doesn't take it like a yellow lab. He takes it like a man. This is Luke now, 5.5 years in. And it was brought to you by the Humane Society of Columbia, South Carolina. Don't clap for the U.S. military, but let's electrocute some dogs out in Utah. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. I get a little winded doing that act out. It's more work than it looks. My dad saw my show recently. I was like, Dad, can you give me any notes, any pointers? Anything I could do to make my show better? He was like, some cardio?